Did you know that despite its vastness, 62% of New York's population huddles in just 4% of its land area, leaving the rest feeling surprisingly empty? Shocking, right? But what's behind this lopsided distribution? In this video, we will answer why nobody lives in upstate New York, exploring historical factors, economic challenges, and unexpected opportunities. Stay with us to discover some surprising facts you didn't know before. First things first, let's dispel a myth. Upstate New York isn't entirely devoid of life. Millions call it home, with cities like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse having vibrant communities and cultural scenes. But compared to the megacity magnet, the population distribution is quite strange. Nearly 62% of the state's residents cram into just 4% of its land area, leaving the remaining 96% feeling like a vast, sparsely populated expanse. So why do fewer people choose to live in this region? Let's first discover some historical factors that are the root causes of such abnormal distribution in upstate New York. Before Europeans came, the land that is now New York was home to many native groups, including the Iroquois Confederacy. The Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora tribes were all part of this strong union. They had a complex political system and a thriving agricultural sector, which was very different from European norms. In the early 1600s, the Dutch established the first European settlement in what would become New York State with Fort Nassau, later known as Albany. Then, in 1624, they founded New Amsterdam, now New York City. However, the British invaded in 1664, renaming the colony of New York and seizing control of New Amsterdam. New York was an important player in the American Revolution. Some Iroquois tribes sided with the British, while others sided with the colonists, leading to internal conflict. The Confederacy suffered catastrophic losses as a result of this split, since post-war accords ignored their sovereignty and resulted in the loss of their territories. During the colonial period, European settlers were drawn to areas with fertile soil, abundant waterways, and strategic locations for trade and transportation. As a result, cities like Albany, Schenectady, and Troy became important centers of commerce and industry. In the early 1800s, the building of the Erie Canal changed the way people lived in the area even more. The canal connected the Hudson River to the Great Lakes and was finished in 1825. It makes shipping goods between the East Coast and the Midwest much cheaper and faster. Cities along the canal route, like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse, grew quickly thanks to this infrastructure project. They became thriving industry hubs, but that isn't the sole reason for upstate New York being partly empty. Industrialization also played a significant role in shaping population distribution in upstate New York. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the region experienced a boom in manufacturing fueled by abundant natural resources, skilled labor, and access to transportation networks. Cities like Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse became major hubs for steel production, automobile manufacturing, and textiles, attracting waves of immigrants and rural migrants seeking employment opportunities. But as traditional companies went out of business in the middle of the 20th century, people moved away from cities in upstate New York. As factories shut down and jobs went abroad, many people left to find work elsewhere, making cities fall apart and people move away. For example, Buffalo's population dropped by almost half between 1950 and 1980, as thousands moved to other areas for better chances. Upstate New York's uneven population spread was also caused by more people moving to the suburbs. After World War II, people became richer and more affordable housing became available, leading to the growth of suburbs outside big towns. Many moved to these suburbs because they promised bigger homes, better schools, and a better quality of life. Meanwhile, upstate New York rural areas experienced their own challenges. Once a mainstay of the region's economy, agriculture faced increasing competition from larger, more mechanized farms in the Midwest. As a result, many small family farms were forced out of business, leading to a population decline in rural communities. Now, beyond historical factors, there are also some geographical factors contributing to uneven population distribution. New York State features a geography as diverse as it is fascinating. From majestic mountains to winding rivers, vast lakes, and lush forests, The state's varied landscapes contribute to its unique environmental and geological makeup. The Adirondack Mountains rise proudly in the northeast, part of the vast Canadian Shield. With rugged terrain and dense forests, this region is home to Mount Marcy, New York's highest peak at 5,343 feet. Its abundant wildlife and numerous lakes and streams make it a haven for outdoor enthusiasts and a vital habitat for various species. Moving southeast, we enter the picturesque Hudson Valley, stretching from Manhattan to Albany. The mighty Hudson River, a lifeline for trade and transportation, flows through this fertile valley, known for its rich agricultural land and historical significance. Central New York is dominated by the Finger Lakes region, characterized by its long, narrow lakes carved by ancient glaciers. These lakes create favorable microclimates for wine production, making New York the third largest wine producer in the United States. To the west, the Great Lakes region borders Lake Ontario and Lake Erie. Niagara Falls, a breathtaking natural wonder and significant source of hydroelectric power, stands as a testament to the region's importance. Surprisingly, despite not being a coastal state, New York has a lengthy coastline, thanks to Long Island. This densely populated island, extending eastward from New York City, contributes to the state's coastal charm. Yet despite this diverse geography, New York's population overwhelmingly congregates in New York City, leaving much of the state feeling empty. The significant climate differences between upstate New York and the city play a crucial role. Upstate New York faces harsh winters, lake-effect snowstorms, and extreme weather conditions. Snowstorms and freezing temperatures disrupt daily life, impacting transportation, infrastructure, and overall quality of life. Whereas, New York City experiences milder winters compared to upstate, with temperatures typically staying above freezing more often. This means less snow accumulation and less severe cold weather, making it more comfortable for residents. The quality of life in upstate towns can also be affected by environmental problems like pollution, contamination, and natural disasters. For example, industrial pollution from old factories has polluted the water and land in many places, putting people's health at risk and discouraging people who might want to move there. Additionally, the threat of climate change looms large over upstate New York, with projections of more frequent and severe weather events in the coming decades. As towns deal with the effects of climate change, like flooding, heat waves, and droughts, living there may become less appealing. In addition to environmental challenges, upstate New York faces the broader trend of rural decline and urbanization. As people increasingly migrate to urban areas for employment, education, and cultural amenities, rural communities across the country have seen their populations dwindle. This trend is particularly pronounced in upstate New York, where many rural counties struggle to retain residents and provide essential services. With fewer job opportunities and limited access to healthcare, education, and transportation, rural areas often struggle to attract and retain residents, especially young families. Moreover, the rise of telecommuting and remote work has made it easier for people to live in urban centers while maintaining their jobs. As a result, many upstate residents may choose to relocate to larger cities or suburban areas where they can enjoy the benefits of urban life without sacrificing their careers. Also, while cheaper than New York City, upstate's cost of living can still be higher than other parts of the country, especially considering the job market limitations. It can make it difficult for young families and individuals to meet ends.